Hello and welcome to another HHH Racing Podcast Snapshot. I'm Howard Kravitz. Let's take a look at a race on Saturday at Belmont Park. It is the John A. Nerud Stakes. It is grade 2 on the dirt going 6.5 furlongs. And I'll tell you what, this field might be small, but it is absolutely loaded with two horses that are seriously fast, as we can see on the screen right now. Here's the field for the John A. Nerud. It's a field of five, as I said. Post time is approximately 2:34 Eastern Standard Time. They're going for $250,000, and this is pretty much a match race between number one, Life is Good, and number five, Speaker's Corner. Let's take a look at the PPs and my top choice. My top choice here is going to be the number one, Life is Good. This horse is 1-2 morning line for Todd Pletcher. It seems like a bit like the bloom is off the rose of this horse by some people, as if this horse can't run very fast anymore. Okay, he was undefeated and lost last time in the Dubai World Cup, and only lost by 2.5 lengths. Excuse me, 2.25 lengths. It's a country grammar. By all accounts, it was a fast early pace. That dirt course is a bit strange. And he was going a quarter of a mile further, excuse me, an eighth of a mile further than he'd ever gone before. Before that, this horse was a complete monster, beating almost every horse he'd ever faced, other than a neck loss to Jackie's Warrior, and absolutely destroyed Nick's Go in the Pegasus Invitational in January. Now, there's a few things you have to talk about here. First of all, he's got the rail, which in a small field, I suppose you can say is a bit of a negative, although it certainly was not a problem for Flightline in the Met Mile. But, he's got a lot of speed. You figure Flavian Pratt's just going to put him on the lead. He does not usually have any trouble breaking whatsoever. And he looks like he's going to be extremely difficult in this spot. However, on the outside, there is a very talented horse and a fascinating horse. The number five, Speaker's Corner for Belmont. Last time he faced a complete monster in Flightline, probably the fastest horse in training. And now Speaker's Corner, you could argue, faces the other fastest horse in training, Life is Good. But there are two big differences in this race compared to the Met Mile. First of all, he gets an outside post. So he also gets a jockey switch, by the way, to Jose Ortiz. Take that for whatever it's worth. Obviously, Junior Alvarado did nothing wrong on this horse. Jose Ortiz does break outside Life is Good, so he can put pressure on Life is Good whenever he feels like it. The other thing is he is not coming off a layoff. In fact, he's coming off of a fairly short rest. Now, Bill Mott said that he just didn't want to wait until his next start before he ran. His next start is going to be the Forgo Stakes in late August at Saratoga, and he didn't like this long of a break. He said the horse is feeling good. He's got a very comfortable outside post. He worked very well last week, 59-3 breezing. And so I like the guts here and the horsemanship by Bill Mott to say, why not? We're just not going to duck anyone. The problem, of course, is he faces a very, very talented horse, and Life is Good. I think a Speaker's Corner can give Life is Good a serious race if Speaker's Corner is at his best. He was not at his best last time. Was it because of Flightline? And Flightline just disheartened him? Was it because that Speaker's Corner was used early and Speaker's Corner prefers to be on the outside stalking? We'll have to see. I expect Speaker's Corner to run a much better race than he raced last time. Is it going to be good enough to beat Life is Good? I seriously doubt it, but I would not be surprised if Speaker's Corner puts in a huge effort. The other horse I just want to mention in for third here is Harvard, who cuts back. This is a nice horse for Rudy Brissett. They just decided to geld this horse. He's owned by Windstar. He's got some decent races on the go back, not nearly good enough to win this race. And I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that Harvard can beat these top two on the win end. But maybe if something strange happens, one of these two, perhaps he can get second, most likely third. I have Harvard in third in this race, but this race completely surrounds around Life is Good, who I think is going to be very tough in this spot. So in the John A. Nerud Saturday at Belmont Park, I'm going to go with the number one Life is Good on top, followed by Speaker's Corner, the 5, and then Harvard in third. It's a small field, it's a select field. The top two are going to be throwing it down. It should be a very exciting race. Good luck on Saturday in the John A. Nerud Stakes.